In our time together tonight, I will be continuing our journey here in Pokemon X, the Kalos region of the Pokemon universe, or world, and the first iteration of what will soon be a new Pokemon game. As you can see with the Megas. Oh wait, it just went away. But before we jump into the game, I would like to take a few moments to encourage you to take some deep breaths and to allow your belly to extend on the inhale so that you can pull the air deep into your abdomen. And as you exhale, allow any tension or stress or anxiety that you may be holding in your body to fall away. We'll start at the top of our heads and go down into our jaws, our neck, our shoulders, and on down, checking for any tension and allowing it to release. All of this is to encourage your body and the ghost within you to become as comfortable as you can, and to allow yourself to begin to relax and settle into the place where you are, for that is exactly where you are meant to be. And now we will jump into the game. And as we get in here, I just want to say thank you for being here with me, because this place is very special to me, and so are you. Now, if you have been here with me before, you might remember that the last thing we did was defeat the gym leader in Shalour City, who is Corinna, and is the granddaughter of this man, who is himself the caretaker of the Tower of Mastery, which we have just re-entered here. And this guy in a karate uniform says, "Only those who have been approved may climb the Tower of Mastery." Well, sir, I believe I have been approved, and so he allows me to pass. And now we begin to climb the long spiral ramp that has the etchings of the Mega Evolution symbol upon it, to bring ourselves to the top, where we will meet Corinna once more, so that she may bestow upon me the power of Mega Evolution. And there are some other rooms here as we go up, but I'm just going to skip them for the time being. I've actually played through this sequence many times, as I have tried to start these videos, and for one reason or another was not successful at the time. But life is often about not our first tries, sometimes not even our see Corinna staring out at a beautiful landscape, a blue sky with a few clouds in the distance, and some mountains. And she says, I really love this place. When I'm here with my Pokemon, looking at the wide open sky above, all my worries disappear. And that is what I like about this space with you, is that all of my worries disappear for a moment. And life is like this beautiful vista. She goes on to say, and I feel like I can do anything. And that is really the best feeling in the world. Or one of them. Thanks for coming all the way up here, she says. It was decided that this must be the place where the Mega Ring is handed over. Something about making sure we never forget to set our sights as high as the sky. And here it is, your very own Mega Ring. It's in the shape of a bracelet, so it's easy to wear. And so, she hands it over to me, and I equip it, and I show it off with a cool stance here, my new Mega Ring. But before we can leave, she's got more to say, I'm sure. And actually, it's her Lucario that says that he thinks we should do battle. Lucario, are you sure you want to battle alongside that trainer? He grooves in agreement. I don't know what to say, says Corinna. I'm a bit shocked that some traveling trainer seems to have a stronger bond with you than I do. Haha, well, he must be something special. So what do you say, trainer? Will you and Lucario battle against me and my Lucario? A Lucario on Lucario battle, it will be nothing short of riveting. They both have Lucarionite in hand. How about we get this show on the road? Alright, let's go. She can feel their passion. And so can I. These Lucarios are ready to throw some power-up punches at each other beneath the beautiful blue sky in front of two powerful and passionate trainers. So I am challenged by Successor Corinna. I guess she's called Successor now because she will be inheriting this title of Mega Evolution Master. So this will be our first Mega Evolution of the game. I'll go ahead and click on a Mega Evolution and have Lucario ready up a power-up punch to fight against his Lucario brother. And we trigger our Mega Ring, and suddenly Lucario looks slightly different. I always thought the Lucario Mega Evolution was almost indistinguishable from the non-Mega Evolved Lucario. Now, the Power-Up Punch is super effective because, of course, Lucarios are both fighting and steel. And somehow, my Lucario did not do quite as much damage as Corinna's Lucario. But we're faster, and that matters more in this scenario because we got two power-up punches in before the opponent was able, and so we win. Corinna says, what an incredible says kindness. I missed the first part, but something kindness to care for each other and give each other the courage. The world will be full of smiles. And her Lucario grooves in agreement. Alright, so our business is finished with Corinna. We have the Mega Ring, and now we shall speed back down the spiral ramp to continue on our journey in the Kalos region. Now with the power to Mega Evolve. Of course you need to have the corresponding Mega Evolution Stone to make that happen. Other items related to Mega Evolution, like the Mega Ring or Mega Stones, must still remain hidden in the vast Kalos region. Maybe I'll search for them some more so I can help strengthen the bonds between Pokemon and their trainers. Alright, thank you, and I'll speak once more to my friend, but she says the same thing she said before, encouraging me and my rival Serena, my rival, neighbor, and friend, Serena, to continue to battle each other. And now we'll leave the beautiful vista of the Tower of Mastery and head on out into our next leg of the journey here. But of course, a quick stop at the Pokemon Center to make sure everyone is healed up, and then we will move on. I think that the team may have changed some beyond just this Lucario who has joined us than the last time that you and I were here together. So let me just bring them up here and make sure we are all up to date on our friends. We have up first Binacle. That does not, unfortunately, have a nickname. It is a Binacle named Binacle, a water and rock type Pokemon who has the really useful nature adamant since it is a physical attacker. And then we have Leaf the Pancham, who has been with us for quite a while. Dorothy the Miltank is a new addition to the team, I think, since the last time we were here. Morningstar the Fletchender has also been with us a while. And Night Soil, of course, the wonderful, sticky, sleepy Gloom. And new to the team, Sky, the Lucario. It has the ability Steadfast that boosts the speed stat each time the Pokemon flinches. That's a pretty awesome ability. Although, no, I guess its speed is also pretty awesome. It is a level 32, which makes it much stronger than the other Pokemon on the team, at least at this point in the game. But just before we are able to exit the Shalour city, Serena comes up to us and says, "Here, neighbor, you should use this." We get HMO3, which is, of course, Surf. You can travel over the water. She says, "When I think about it, it's kind of amazing how a person like you came to Kalos and ended up traveling with me. It's like destiny, in a way." Perhaps it is. Destiny is a funny thing to think about. Know what this person here in the crossover area says? The Skidoo and the ranch are a surprisingly comfortable ride. Yes, I agree. I love Skidoos. Okay, and this guy that was previously standing in our way has now gotten out of our way so that we may continue here onto Route 12. An older man staring out on the water says, "Azure Bay. Everything, including life, comes in from the great ocean." Yes, I suppose it does. At least all life that we are aware of or familiar with has come from the water. Oh, I guess I need to actually teach one of my Pokemon now. it is our only water Pokemon, and it can. But of course, it is a physical attacker, which is maybe not let's see. It has a special attack of 20, and its only water move currently is the attack called Clamp, which is very on point with the type of Pokemon Binacle is. I think I would rather teach it to Dorothea, our Miltank here, because I like the idea of swimming on Miltank rather than a little rocky Binacle. Let me try to get out of the menus here so that I can teach Surf to Dorothea. I was recently playing through the game Hard Gold, which I'd never played before, and as much as I would like to be able to play it here with you, I'm playing it on the Delta emulator, which is on my phone, and my phone is my recording device, so I'm not actually able to make that happen, but it's my first time playing again that generation, and a very well-known part of that playthrough of that game is the second or maybe third gym leader, who maybe only has 2 Pokemon, but one of them is a Miltank that is notoriously difficult to defeat, and I can attest that it was. I think it took me a few times and a lot of... I think I ended up paralyzing it, because if you don't have some way of stalling it or getting a chance to get extra moves in, it is very difficult indeed. But here we are out on the open water for the first time in this game, and we've encountered a trainer named Alejandro, I think, or Alessandro, and he sends out a Quillfish that we will attack with our Binacle. We're going to start with a Mud Slap because I think Quillfish is a poison type in addition to being a water type, and Mud Slap should be super effective, and it is, but that was a critical hit and did very little damage, but it also reduced the Quillfish's accuracy. So now I think we'll throw a Clamp on there, only because that will do damage every turn, if only a little bit. Quillfish used Toxic Spikes, so now I need to be careful not to switch out the Binacle, otherwise whoever comes in will be bricked with poison. I really love the animation on Clamp. It's sort of like a big Nautilus shell that unfolds around the enemy Pokemon, the opposing Pokemon, and wow, that did very little damage. Quillfish keeps stockpiling, and as a result has raised its defense, I think. Or maybe it just has a high defense to begin with. Oh, but now its defense has fallen. Yeah, I guess stockpile raises both the special defense and the physical defense. The Clamp continues. The mud is now twice in its eyes, and the Quillfish shoots some more Toxic Spikes around Binacle. Oh yeah, this Quillfish is level 29, much experience Quillfish Binacle gains from this sunny seaside battle. Binacle grows to level 24 and wants to learn the move Rock Polish. Now, Rock Polish is one of those moves that boosts the user's speed stat by 2 levels, which I've never found to be a very useful move, maybe because I think it is almost always more worth it to use an attack which will actually do some damage in a turn. And if your Pokemon is slower than the opponent, wow, look at this, they sent out a Binacle. Now it's Binacle versus Binacle, and their Binacle is a few levels higher than mine. Oh, and the Binacle avoided the Clamp attack. They keep using Slash, which is not very effective against our rock typing, but we were able to get a Clamp on the Binacle, and now we'll get a little extra damage there every turn. I should probably use a potion here before we are knocked out, especially since Slash has a higher critical hit chance than normal, I think. But we got some reduced accuracy now, and they are still stuck in the clamp, so even while I go ahead and find a potion here, we've got a super potion that I'll go ahead and drop down on my spiky hands ally here, teammate. I think they just used clamp as well. We're both clamped, taking clamp damage. But now we'll go ahead and use another Mud Slap. So they are just using Rock Polish, which now means they will be attacking first, which they already were. It would be nice if these moves like Agility and Rock Polish, and I think that there's another one, but I can't remember what it is, that raises the Pokemon's speed stat. It would be nice if it did something else as well. Raise a little defense or attack, something like Dragon Dance or Quiver Dance. Because of course it can be very useful to have a higher speed stat than the opposing Pokemon, but I'm not sure if it's always worth taking a full turn to do that. I'm going to use one more potion here to bring Binacle back to full health, as it is still the lowest level Pokemon on the team, so I want to keep using it to battle right now. Let's see if there's anything over here, not that I can find. So now we'll see what this hiker has to say. I grew tired of the city life and decided to wander the world. I'm not aiming for anywhere in particular. I can relate to that, I think, in some ways. Backpacker Joran, or Yorin, I don't know how you should pronounce that. But Backpacker Yorin has one Pokemon, and it is a Lanoon. Back when this was the final evolution of Zigzagoon, before Galar revealed the Obstagoon. But this Lanoon is level 28 and is a normal type Pokemon. We're going to start with a Clamp so that we can hopefully get our Clamp damage going. And indeed we have locked this Mongoose into necessarily all the time. I think that it can be okay to just be where you are, to take in what you're feeling, whether inside you or around you. But if what you are feeling inside is a desire to aim for something or to get to somewhere, either inside yourself or in the outside, then I do think it is important to listen to that part of you and to take action to make happen what you want to have happen. Now we've encountered a wild Miltank rather, and there is no way Binacle is going to be able to easily knock this Pokemon out. Miltank is truly an impressive Pokemon. I wonder if she will ever get an evolution. But let's have some fun here and just Mega Evolve Lucario again, just to really accelerate and show off our battle skills here. A single power-up punch takes down this wild Miltank, and Binacle grows to level 25. Oh, I meant to be moving through this little flower patch here because I saw a Pokeball down here. I wonder, oh, I don't have any Pokemon that know Cut. less, apparently. But of course, Power Up Punch also raises the attack stat of the Pokemon that uses it, so this next attack will be even more powerful. But still not quite enough, and Rollout, of course, keeps getting stronger. However, it's not very effective, because Rock, or Steel rather, resists Rock. And I believe Rock is weak to Steel. Binacle's grown another level, to level 26. Amala says, "Wow, we lost. It looks like your family was even stronger." So I was assuming that she meant a family of people that were all trainers, but I guess when she said family, she meant her and her Pokemon, and I think that's really nice. I'm not sure I've ever considered my Pokemon team to be my family, but I like that a lot. I think family is one of the nicest concepts that we have as a way of thinking about ourselves in relation to others. And, of course, it can also have a lot of negative connotations if we find ourselves in a family that causes us a lot of pain. But when it isn't that way, or when you find a family that you get to choose and that chooses you, it can be one of the most wonderful things. But we found another trainer here as we walk along into cities unknown, and it's a little boy who says, "My swarm of bug-type Pokemon is in tip-top shape and buzzing for a battle." So he must be some kind of bug catcher. You are challenged by youngster Aiden, and Aiden sends out a Yanma for his first of 3 Pokemon. Yanma is a bug and flying type, and both of those types are weak to rock, so we're going to use a Rock Tomb. But Yanma detects that and avoids the attack, and it gets a speed boost from its ability. I really love the speed boost ability. Of course, most Pokemon, I think, that have it already have a very high speed stat. It is just fun to have an ability that almost acts like an extra move. So that Rock Tomb was able to knock out Yanma in a single attack, and we're going to see how well Whirlipede, who is also a bug-type Pokemon, stands against this rock. We toss some rocks over, and the Whirlipede loses half its HP and some speed, but it uses Iron Defense to raise its defense stat dramatically. And so I think we're going to switch to a Clamp in case, oh no, it avoided the Clamp attack and then spins back with a Poison Tail. Thankfully, Binacle remains unpoisoned, and we get a Clamp through, which did a surprising amount of damage, I guess because it was a critical hit. And now the Whirlipede is finished off by the end of turn damage from the Clamp. And Aiden sends out his final Pokemon, which is a Mothim. I don't think I've seen one of these since I've played Pokemon Legends Arceus, in which there are many of them. And now I'm trying to remember the Pokemon that it evolves from. Mothim. now you've really gone and stirred up the hive. Although we didn't really have any bee Pokemon or wasp Pokemon. But I guess any bug could be part of a hive if there are enough of them. Checking my Pokemon now, it looks like the lowest level Mon we've got on the team now is Dorothea, so we're going to switch her into first place so that she can get some experience in any battles which may be coming up. And let's just check what this sign says here. Trainer tips. Pokemon can use HM moves even when they aren't feeling well enough to battle. Okay, yes. I think I was aware of that. Another fun thing in Hard Gold, which I don't understand why they took out of or just didn't implement in the future games, is how whichever Pokemon is at the top of your party is automatically on the main screen, walking around behind you, following you. And while of course in the newer games you can make that happen by tossing the Pokemon out of its ball while you're walking around, I guess it was more unique at the time. But what I really enjoyed about it is that if you have this Pokemon at the top of your party and it's following you around, and it happens to know an HM which you're going to use, which you use, you kind of get to see it jump into action instead of showing the little cutscene that would normally occur if it was not already out on the map. But here we have encountered a Slowpoke in the tall grass, and Dorothea is going to use Body Slam to squash the little pink water bear and paralyze it. Slowpoke is confused as to why this cow has decided to slam down on top of it, and so uses confusion to attack back. But unfortunately for the Slowpoke, Dorothea remains unconfused and finishes it off with a rollout. Although that did not give us very much experience here, so let's just see if we can find something in the little empty square. I guess that was a red herring. But here we have another Pokemon breeder. And he says, I like to bury my face in the fur around Doris's neck and take a big whiff of its scent. It's a jinx for battle, I hear. Wow, there's a lot to think about in that statement. I can imagine a Tauros could smell pretty good in a kind of earthy, umami way. I saw a video of somebody talking about how they like to smell their dog's paws because it smells like corn chips. This breeder's name is Foster, Pokemon breeder Foster, and he has sent out a Zangoose. And this should be a good battle because Zangoose, they're both normal types. Zangoose has a very high attack, wow, and it did quite a lot of damage here to Dorothea. Hopefully we can paralyze it, which we did, so that rather than use any potions here, we can just have Dorothea drink some of her own milk and restore her health. It's gotta be one of the funniest moves in the game. Milk drink. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense how a Pokemon could drink its own milk to restore its HP, but for some reason it's very satisfying. I guess HP restoration moves are always pretty satisfying and pretty useful. as this Zangoose continued to slash away, it received damage back every time. Oh, and here is that Taurus, which Pokemon Breeder Foster loves to bury his face into and take in the scent. I wonder if the Paldean Taurus smells the same, or if it has maybe more of a spicy or floral aroma to it coming from a different region. But now we have Cow against Bull, and of course Taurus, when it entered, lowered Dorothea's attack, but we're going to try and use a body slam to again paralyze the Tauros, as we did the Zangoose. So far, no luck, but let's use Milk Drink to bring us back up to a safer level of HP. I don't think that there are any other Pokemon that know how to use or that can learn the move Milk Drink outside of Smeargle, maybe. But I hope that there will be eventually. Or maybe there already is. There's that fairy type Pokemon that's made of cream, I think. Milk. I forget what it's called. Alcremie is its evolution. Oh, that's right. A jinx is something that brings you bad luck. Oops. That's right. Foster said it was a jinx. Not to be confused with Jinx the Pokemon, but I did wonder why he said that, and if that was really meant to be a good thing. Well, here we've come now to what looks like a dock of boats, and a holoclip is incoming. The pop-up sign said this is Courmarine City, I think. Let's see what our holoclip is about to tell us. It's Serena, our friend. She says, "Heck it, I challenge you to a battle in front of the gym. Prepare yourself." Alright, that is exciting. I can't remember the last time that we battled, but I'm confident in the team we've got with us, our family, if you will. So this is just a little dock here with 8 mini yachts. It kind of looks more like a jet ski, at least in size comparison to the bodies of the people here. But here's another older guy saying to us as we come up to him, "When I was a child, I saw a Pokemon trainer with a great Ampharos in Azure Bay." That sounds like a callback to another thing that happens in Pokemon Gold and Silver, which is that there is a lighthouse that is lit by an Ampharos, and in order to engage with the gym leader, you have to assist in healing the Ampharos because it has fallen ill and is unable to hold up its role as the light in the lighthouse, and therefore puts all the ships coming into the port at risk. This fisherman says fishing is all about catching and releasing. Oh, and then challenges us to a battle. I thought maybe he would give us another rod. But he's got a full 6 Pokemon on his team, and the first one is a Magikarp, and that makes me think that the rest of them will also be Magikarps, but we will soon discover. But I think it's alright to just let Dorothea slam her body down on each of these little flopping fish. And even though they're level 24, one hit, I was going to say one hit was enough, but for this one it was not. So we'll follow this up with a rollout. Oh, but that means Dorothea will be stuck doing rollouts she has grown to level 26. And he sends out another Magikarp. Rollout is a rock-type attack which, once began, will not stop, as in the Pokemon will just keep using Rollout every time without giving you the option to give it a new attack command. But with each successive hit, the attack becomes more powerful, so that if it's not stopped, it can become a very dangerous move for the opposing Pokemon. And so as you can see now, these rollouts are knocking them out in a single hit. Let's hope they end with a Gyarados, but no, it is one more Magikarp. Oh, the rollout did stop. I guess I don't know how rollout works. Maybe there's a maximum number of times that it can be used before it has to be rolled out again. After defeating him, he says, "I wouldn't have lost so badly if I just released sooner." I'm not sure exactly what he means by that. I know that the concept of releasing your fishing line at the right time is very important in fishing. But yes, maybe he could have released his stronger Pokemon sooner. This person here is selling something under a little striped awning, and they say, "I've traveled around the world and collected many different kinds of incense." Let's see what they have. Sea incense, lax, rose, pure, rock, odd, luck, full, and wave incense. I was not aware there were this many different kinds of incense, but I know that they're important in getting the baby forms of a lot of Pokemon, such as, well, let's look at them again. The sea incense. I'm not sure. Lax incense is probably for Snorlax to make a Munchlax. Rose incense gives you Budew. Pure incense. Rock incense. Odd incense, I'm guessing, is for why not? Full incense. Wave incense, I'm pretty sure is to get Mantike from Mantine. But I don't know about some of the other ones. Well, let's check out this little house here and see what's inside. An older lady and older man. The lady says, "Well, if it isn't a traveling trainer, must be terrible walking all over the place like that." Okay, thank you. It's not too bad, actually. The old man says, "Please don't take anything my wife says to heart. Your youth is simply too much for us older folks who've lost the adventuring spirit." And then he gives me a silk scarf. That's nice. I used to buy silk scarves all the time for my wife, but I think they would do more good for someone like you. Well, thank you, sir, and I believe there are still some adventures left in your shoes, in your steps. Lady and sir, has a thought. Oh, that's right. I came here to give you this. And now we have HMO2 Fly. Use the HM Fly to pop right over to the Pokemon centers of places you've already visited. Well then, heck it. Diantha, I hope to see you both again. Perhaps we've already met Diantha. Bonds, she says. They really are important to us all, aren't they? When I'm acting, I think I'm always trying to forge a bond between myself and the character I'm playing. If all I think about is how I'm nothing like a character, then I'll just hate playing it. But if I focus on what I have in common with the character and put myself in her shoes, I might be able to understand her. It's the same for people. Or Pokemon. Oh, never mind me, I'm just babbling about my own things. Let's have a battle the next we meet, shall we? I'm looking forward to it. A battle. I'm sure she would destroy me quite soundly at this juncture. T.E. says this person, even the movie star Diantha rides the monorail. Visitors always have a one-track mind about it. How's that for a one-liner? One track. I get it, because it's a monorail, meaning there's only one track. Let's see how much it costs. Welcome. Will you be riding the monorail? Yes, please. Let's head on out there. Bonds are indeed very important, and everything that Diantha had to say I thought was very astute. And another bond which I think is incredibly important are chemical bonds, because of course without them nothing we know would exist as we know it. Seeing the monorail going back and forth like it does reminds me of a metronome, and so he gives us a metronome. If a Pokemon holding a metronome uses one move over and over again, that move's power will go up. So I guess it kind of turns every move into a rollout of sorts. There are a couple little twins here, but I'm going to skip them for now so that we can try and meet up with Serena and have that battle that we've been meaning to have. Or that she mentioned. She wasn't there just yet. Oh wait, I think she said in front of the gym. Well, the monorail was supposed to also take us there, so let's go out there and see if we can find her. Some more houses here. Maybe this will tell us where we are. Courmarine City. The city where Bay and Butte are bound. Beautiful seaside down here. But where is this gym? That doesn't seem like the right way to go. Must be up here. Is this the gym? It is. And here she is, come to meet us. I'm sorry I'm late, she says. So, could you show me Mega Evolution? Of course, whether you use Mega Evolution in battle or not is entirely up to you, but I'd like to know what the potential of a Pokemon really is. And so we enter into our battle. Pokemon trainer I sent out Leaf thinking that perhaps it would have a dark type move to use on this psychic type Pokemon, but I was wrong, and also it has not yet gained its second typing as a dark type, so that one psychic attack was enough to knock it out. Currently we're not looking so good against this Meowstick, but I think this Slash will take off its final hit points, and it did, so we move on. Binacle gains all the experience for having done not too much there, but now Serena sends out Quilladin, the evolution of Chestnut, not just, no, it evolves into a Chestnut. It evolves from something that I can't remember at the moment. However, that is not the right Pokemon. Binacle is not the right Pokemon to be battling Quilladin. And so we've sent out Fletchinder, Morningstar, and it immediately burns the happy little hamster. And of course, burns are great because it lowers the attack stat of the Pokemon which is burned. And Morningstar also has the ability to heal itself with Roost, so we can just let Quilladin here take damage from its burn again, and I guess that was enough. Not yet enough to knock it out. So we'll have Morningstar Roost, so it is ready to fight Serena's last Pokemon here. It's funny to think of Quilladin biting here when it seems like it's using its claws. But Morningstar survives, and Serena sends out Absol. Absol is a Pokemon which can Mega Evolve, so I'm assuming that that is something she will be doing, if not in this battle, then very soon. Now, Absol did not take much damage there from the Ember, but as I was hoping, it got burned by Morningstar's fiery body when it slashed it. I don't think we're going to get another attack in. But actually we did. The quick attack was not enough to knock out Fletchinder. And so surprisingly, we will not be switching in to our Lucario because Morningstar had all the power we needed to knock out Serena's final Pokemon. Morningstar grows to level 28, and we have defeated our friend and neighbor. As a Pokemon trainer, she says, I find you really interesting. rest of your evening, into the night, and on